So consulting the chart here, I'm looking up the 000120 screw, and it requires a .026 drill bit for the tap. So I've got a little drill bit set here, and so I look in here and I can find the .026 drill. It is the number 71, and this is the tap I'm going to be using. And I'll be using these holders here. So the first thing I need to do is install the tap here into a pin vise so I can hold it. And they come in different sizes. You just select the one that fits the shank. There we go, that's the holder for the tap. And now I've got another holder here, pin vise. This one is a 0, it goes down to 0, which is pretty handy for very small drill bits. So I'm going to put in that drill bit. It was the 026, number 71 drill bit. All right, now I'm ready to drill and tap the holes for the electrode. I'm going to be working on these electrodes here. These are made of a 3D printed material called ultrafine or microfine. I'll put those away, I don't need those quite yet. I'm going to be working on these drives here, drive mechanisms. And I need to drill and tap one of them here. So when I design the holes, I make the holes slightly smaller than they need to be to ensure that I'm going to have some material to tap. So you can see it doesn't require a lot of material, just a little. So now I'm going to run the tap in there. And what I do under the microscope, you'll see me rotate the entire assembly. And what I'm doing is lining it up to make sure that I am going in plumb. But the tap sort of guides itself anyway. And I'm just trying to go slow because I don't want to crack the plastic. And I'm working the tap back and forth to allow the remove the cut plastic to have some place to go. And I'm not going to thread it very deeply because I do want the thread engagement to be fairly tight. So I'm just going to barely go in and then come out of that. And before I go any further, I'm going to check, confirm that the thread is correct for the screw. I've got a screw here that's 000120. And that's good. That's what I want to see right there. So now I'll do the other one. I've only got 2 prototypes here to work with at first. So I'll start with the drill. And follow up with the tap. And this one I'm going to tap even a little less. And I'm going to check it with the stainless steel screw. I've been noticing that the stainless steel screws seem to be slightly larger. I'm going to switch over to the brass screw and see if it's any different. If I'm using the stainless, I might want to use a little more tap in it. There we go. I like that. And so in this case, I've decided to drop the head of the screw in a little slightly. Since it's a flush mount screw, I've got a .071 drill bit here, and I'm just lightly removing some of the top, and I'm going to allow that. I'm going to allow the screw to go down further into the machine. So I'll check that now. So, go a little deeper, I think. So the drill bit is basically about the diameter of my screw head. And it's at an angle, so it's going to allow the screw to sink further into the housing. So there, I've got the screw head nearly flush now. And I'm liking the look of that. So I've got a little more thread exposure on the bottom end here. See if I can get the threads to engage this time. Yeah, that's pretty good. The thread's sticking out just a little bit, and this will all be covered over. And the screw is nearly flush. It's good. Now I can go ahead and try to assemble. I'll get the nut out of there if I can. It's going to get where I'm going to need something to hold this now. So I've got it held in a small vise here. And I'm just trying to get the round nut back out of there, because it just wants to spin freely. There you go. Got it out. So now I can assemble the drive mechanism in there. And you have to pay attention to the drive mechanism. It's got a deep well here for adhesive, and on the bottom side it tapers to a smaller well. And this hole also will need to be drilled out. It's a little small, and so I just need to be cognizant of when I put this in. So what you do is you put it in the window here. And the idea is to turn it. And not only turn it, but turn it in the right way. I've got it turned, and I'm just looking to confirm that I have it correctly. I can look down through the top and see the deeper, the larger well. And so now I'll just put the guide pin in. And I'm glad to see that the carrier is moving freely. There I've got the guide pin in, so it's captured the housing. I'm going to shake out some of the dust. So now I can put the screw in the other side, and you just need to be careful not to strip it. So I'm just going to run the screw through the carrier that I just installed. And it looks good. I can see through the window. And the window will get closed up with either a small 3D plug or something, foil. This is actually the exit point for the micro wire. But you can see the screws protruding at the bottom, and it's at the top here. So now when I run the screw, you should see the carrier begin to move up. It's working very well. You can see it in the window. You can actually also see right through the material. So now I'm going to go ahead and get this round nut on the bottom. If I can pick it up. Here we go, we've got the round nut on. So you can see it's not going to take a lot of strength to lock these. I'm going to use a thread locker. And so I'm happy with the mechanism. You can see that it does work pretty good. It's smooth.